Anyway, okay. Hello, welcome back to the Skeiny Legend Podcast. It's me, Anna, Skeiny Legend. And we're doing another one. How fun. I don't know. I like doing them. No one watches them except Sierra. And then Emma, I think, watches them too. But everyone else, I don't know who you are and you don't really exist. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm doing them. I'm going to do like at least 4, a season's worth. See if I'm still liking it. See if I hate it. And keep going. Why not? Yeah. So I guess we'll just get started with what I'm wearing. It's actually currently freezing outside. We're at the cottage still, which has no heat, and so we've had the wood burning stove on, and now it's too hot, so I had to change into a tank top. This is my camisole number 5 that I showed last time by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It's like a cute little tank top. It's knit in Noro Sonata in vanilla, I think, but more details were in my last podcast video. And then I'm also wearing hand knit socks. Oh my god, and these are Winter's Frost by I don't know who, and they're a free pattern though on Ravelry. You can find them, and these are knit in a Yawal pronunciation magic sock that I got in a bargain basement, so I have no idea what the colorway is or anything, but it's Yawal. But maybe I'll stop showing you my foot, but I'm so far not super impressed with the Yawal sock wool. It pills a lot. It pills a lot. It's got covered in little fluffs of balls, and I have a little depiller, so every time I remember to, when I'm wearing a sock, I'll depill the whole thing. But I'm just surprised that for a superwash sock yarn that it pills so much, I just wouldn't think that it would. But this is a cute pattern. It has this fun little lace motif that's on the outside of the foot, so you do slightly different for the right and left foot. I actually knit matching. Okay, just to prove it, I knit. These are matching, which I'm starting to do again, that you'll see coming up. So that's what I'm wearing. And on to the finished objects. We have exclusively finished socks I guess I kind of film these monthly, whatever, this period of time between podcast filmings. I had some pretty big fails that we will discuss in the fail section. I doomed myself by having a fail section because now I'm doomed to fail every time. But let's get into it. First sock. This is the Granny's Attic sock by James N. Watts, which I actually test knit. It's my first test knit. It was good. A very chill test knit. I don't know. Once again, I've never done a test knit before, so there was no group or anything. He just sent an email and was like, try to finish. If you don't finish, that's okay. And that was it. And I just filled out a Google form, and then that was that. But basically, it's just a cuff down vanilla sock, which was boring, so boring. I like the final sock. We'll discuss more in a minute. But it's a vanilla sock, and then you pick up and add these ruffles. There's 2 rounds of ruffles here. And then I decided to go with a contrast heel and toe just because it was a vanilla sock, super boring, and then I went for crazy colors in the ruffle as well. Honestly, I've only knit the one because, like I said, this is a vanilla sock pattern, and it was very boring to knit for me personally. I powered through it because it was a test knit and I wanted to do it and I wanted the final item, but I'm gonna really have to force myself to do a second one because these I can't pair with something else. I can't have one ruffle sock and one not ruffle sock. And also I can't wear these with boots because, you know, the ruffles are like decently low down. Like that would only work really with like a sneaker or my Birkenstocks or just around the house. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to say. It's like a pretty simple, like beginner friendly pattern. You know, realistically, like you probably could figure out how to do this if you're at all confident with knitting socks and ruffles and picking up stitches. But it was fun. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad, you know, I did the test knit because it was kind of more motivation for me to do it. And I guess I'll try at some point to do a second one so like I can actually wear these, because right now I just have the one and I don't really wear it, which is okay. But mostly scraps. This is La Babina's sock wool. This is the rest of it also. So the second sock I knit is going to be in completely different colors, which they're already a crazy sock and that would make things even crazier, but whatever. The heel and toe are Sanus Garn Sisu. The pink is an opal. I cannot for the life of me remember what the neon green is. I'll put it on the screen. I have it written down somewhere. But yeah, thumbnail. Oh god. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And I still don't have sock blockers, so they're on these Canada Dry cardboard things. My next one's another sock, so I have to do the whole switching of the socks. I'm fighting for my life here. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, so this it's finished. Okay, I didn't weave in the end, but I'll just tuck that away. And you'd never know. This is number 1 intersections. Oh my god, this looks stupid. Wait. Number 1 intersections from 52 Weeks of Sock, and it is in Drops Nord. So, this was toe up. I don't normally do toe up, and this was toe up with like a regular gusset heel flap, which I also don't normally do, but I decided that for all 52 Weeks of Socks books, I'm just going to do the heel as written because I always do short row heels, and I thought it'd be fun to like change that up a bit. And then it has this like lovely cable pattern throughout. Zoom in there. Yeah. So originally the sock was supposed to be for me, but like I said, this is a toe up sock, and I knit the foot too long. Which is fine because then I was like, I'll give it to my boyfriend. But then I was actually thinking I would love to knit my family socks. So then I was like, I'll give these to my dad. But then, and I kind of talked about this in my last video, the winter plans. This Drops Nord is not actually a superwash, and I thought it was a superwash, but it's not. And I think it's kind of cruel to gift someone like a hand wash only item. So the plan is that I will knit another pair of socks in Drops Nord, put those through the washing machine. I'll knit them in my boyfriend's size, put those in the washing machine. If they shrink, then they'll become my socks, and if they don't shrink, then these can go to my dad. I think that's a pretty good idea. So, yeah, also like that, I did it in the smaller needle size, like the smaller size, not the smaller needle size. All those patterns come with like 2 or 3 sizes. So I did this in the small size, and it's like quite loose. I guess normally I do a rather snug sock, but this is like quite loose and it like easily fit on my boyfriend's foot. So if I were to knit this pattern again for myself, I would probably size down the needle size a bit. But like, who actually swatches for socks? Like, at least for me, like, if it's too big, it'll go to someone else. If it's too small, it'll go to someone else, and that's fine. Like, I'm not doing a goddamn gauge swatch for a sock. That's ludicrous. But yeah, technically those are the only 2 items that I actually finished. We'll discuss further, but I figured just to change things up, and because, you know, I just started doing this, I have like a whole backlog of things that I've knit. I'll like show some earlier projects that I have with me. And today I decided to do the shell bra by Naked Knit. So the shell bra, this is knit around this way. Knit around this way, and then you knit like a double long band, and then you fold the band, and there's actually elastic in here, and then you like pick up and knit for the straps. So this is actually very cute, and I want to love it, but I think I hate Naked Knit patterns. Oh my god, I don't know if you can like say things like that, but I think I hate Naked knitting patterns because I also knit their everyday bra, and it doesn't fit me. Anyways, I don't know, I don't like how they're written. I don't like how the patterns are written. I find them very incredibly confusing. And so along this whole edge here and along the whole edge along the back, you like slip the edge stitches, which I understand is to give a neater finished edge, but it ruins any like stretch that there would be in the stitch. Plus it's also being knit like back and forth this way, so you get more stretch this way versus this way. Plus you're slipping the edge stitch. It means this like back band has no stretch. And like to have, I know there's elastic in there, but I just had to knit it I took it apart like 4 times to knit it longer. And every time I put it on, it was just like super tight. And like if I move my body at all, it like cuts into my back and gives me back rolls, which I hate. So I don't know, if I were to ever knit this again, I am considering knitting this again, I would definitely not slip the edge stitches. I think that's a terrible idea and just like a poor design choice, honestly. Or you have to like knit the back way bigger than you think you do and let the elastic take care of it. But I actually don't like the elastic in there either. So I would just not slip the edge stitches, and then I personally don't need a ton of support, so I'd be fine just having the knitted band without the elastic. But yeah, I also have their everyday bra, and like it just doesn't fit right. Like it has triangular cups, and like the top of the cup like puckers a bunch, and I just don't like it. I think some of their newer patterns maybe come with an Excel sheet where you can type in your own measurements and get a more a better fitting garment out of it, because there's more things to adjust. These ones just have small, medium, large. But yeah, I don't know. So far, not impressed with the Naked Knit patterns, even though I love the designs. Like they're beautiful and like their Instagram's beautiful, but I'm just salty about it now because I've bought 2 patterns and knit both of them, and neither of them are comfortable or fit well. So basically that was a rant. I wanted to show this because it's cute, but also I wanted to rant a little bit and also show something that wasn't a sock. So because my dream would be to wear a fully knitted outfit other than my underwear, and that would also, I guess, require me to knit some like shorts. I would love to knit some shorts, but like all the cute ones are ribbed, and then in the crotch, like you obviously have to do increases to like go around your legs, and the crotch is ribbed with these increases, and to me it looks like a vagina. I'll try and insert some photos of the ones I'm thinking of, but like it just doesn't look good. And then I don't think I want to like stockinette shorts either. Maybe I do. Anyways, if anyone's seen any cute short or pant patterns that like don't have that look in the crotch area, like I'm down to clown. But until then, I will have to just be content with only knitting tops, basically, and accessories, which is fine too, and socks, obviously. But, okay, this takes me to the fail section. So from the first podcast, I was knitting the Snowy Forest sweater by Midori Hirose. 10 out of 10 patterns, Midori Hirose, super clear, amazing to follow. I took footage, but I knit the whole thing and it fit, and then I blocked it and it grew to like probably twice the size. Like the yoke was down to my elbows it, like the armpit, yeah, it was like here on me. It was like unwearable. It looked like shit. And like it just sagged, on the cables sagged. And I hope you can see it in the video, but it just looked awful. And so I knit it in this 100% merino wool that I reclaimed from another sweater, and I just think it can't handle its own weight knit. It's not even a loose gauge. Like this is, anyways, I started taking it apart obviously, and I'll talk about it more, but like it's not even a loose gauge. Like it's not see-through really. It's like, it felt like a right fabric, but then it just like hangs limply on the body and looks terrible. So I had a little like cry about that basically, and then I undid it, and I'm knitting the whole thing again on 2 sizes smaller needles. So instead of like properly frogging it, I'm just knitting one directly out of the other, and I've made very good progress on this. I finished the body and I finished one sleeve, and now I'm doing the other sleeve, and then I decided that I'm gonna add the collar on after. But basically this is like a round yoke worked top down. You're supposed to knit the collar first, you know, but I decided that I wanted to knit it after because I found the neckline on the original one like quite wide, and so I was thinking if I can pick up and knit the collar after, I can like tighten it up a bit if I want. And obviously I was upset that I have to reknit the whole thing, but I'm kind of having a good time because I'm making quite a few changes that I wouldn't have necessarily done on my first go round of a pattern, but now that I've already knit the whole thing, I know where I can make some changes. So like I added some short rows into the back after the yoke, because it is like a symmetrical yoke, to just like pull the back up a bit so it's not as like choky on the neck. And I decided to change everything to twisted ribbing, and obviously I'm doing the collar later. There's quite a few things, and I will probably go through them in more detail when I like finish this. And then this time I wanted to make sure to take a video. I'm also knitting it like, yeah, on 2 sizes smaller needles, and like just in general much shorter and much tighter than I did originally, and I'm just assuming that it's gonna block huge. For now it like fits me well, like pretty snugly. And I want more of that oversized fit, so I'm hoping it blocks out like a good bit bigger. But I don't know, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, this was like a huge giant fail, and I'm redoing the entire thing. And we'll see how it goes. If this doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to lay this one to rest and not look at it for a while, because now I've knit it twice in like the span of a month. So this is why I don't have anything done, because I basically knit this sweater twice. I've completed the whole thing, and now I'm almost done. Like I'm feeling like I could probably bust out the sleeve today, maybe into tomorrow, and then truly see what, oh, I guess then do the collar. Yeah, I'll finish this tomorrow realistically. But yeah, I'm excited to hopefully have something that I can actually wear out of this. How depressing is it to just knit out of something you've already knit? I just constantly am like frogging as I go. But to me, that's easier than frogging the whole thing and winding it up and then knitting from it. I might as well knit from the sweater. It's not a big deal. So that's kind of a transition fail to whip transition. And so my next item I have is another reason why I don't really have any finished objects, and I did talk about this a bit in my winter plans video, but this is sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and this is knit in drops flora, which was a huge mistake because I think I talked about this in the other video, and like it's embarrassing to talk about, but this is being knit for my boyfriend and he didn't want the strand of mohair in it. So I was like, that's cool, that's fine. Like people knit it in flora and a strand of mohair, so I just won't buy the mohair and I will buy flora. Like obviously the mohair adds thickness and would have a completely different gauge. So I had to hold this double basically, so I didn't have enough yarn. So we're here and I've run out of yarn basically is where we're at on this. And if you didn't know, like Wool Warehouse drops in general, oh my god, 1 second. Okay, I had to cough, we're back. Drops is having a like 40% off sale on all their alpaca stuff. So I was like, this is great. And I ordered it from Wool Warehouse. It was amazing. And then obviously I'm holding a double now, so I had half the amount of yardage that I needed. I had to make another order, was all ready to make another order, had it in my cart, was like debating about adding one thing, and then the next day it's out of stock. So now it's out of stock. And I'm just waiting for it to come back into stock. This is like the natural undyed colorway. So I'm hoping that either it's the same dye lot or like a different dye lot would look pretty much the same. I don't see why it wouldn't, but yeah, I don't know. I've been having a great time knitting this. This is my first time. I think it's called, I should look it up. It's like a saddle construction where you knit the back first and you pick up and knit for the front, and then you join the front and then start going and then you start going, what am I trying to say, in the round under the armholes. And I really like it. I love this detail on the pickup here where the cable goes right into the back, and then it, yeah, like the increases are all along this cable, which I think is gorgeous. And it's just been a really motivating pattern to knit because of the cabling. Like I just keep wanting to get to the next cable row, so you're like, I'm just hustling my way through the in-between rows just to get to a cable row. So I knit this whole amount in like a week, which is insane. And then, as I said, I run out of yarn. So this is on indefinite pause until it comes back in stock or I can find it in another retailer. But it is beautiful and it's super warm. I've been just kind of wearing it around the house as a sweater vest, and it's been really nice. Now I'm like stressed that everything I knit is gonna block out weird. So I really hope this fits after I block it. Because if it doesn't, I have to reknit that, I probably will cry. Like, you know, I don't want to reknit things anymore. Like, I'm obsessive about, I'm going to reknit it. Like, if it doesn't fit, I'm gonna pull it apart and reknit it because I won't wear it if it doesn't fit. And like, obviously I enjoy knitting. I love the process of knitting, but I also like the final garment. And I don't really have space in my like wardrobe or life to just have a bunch of knitted pieces that I love to knit but like don't wear, which I already have some because, you know, shit happens and like my tastes change or like things are itchier than I thought they were. But when I can avoid it, I will like happily rip something apart to reknit it so that it fits. But I need a win right now, so I'm hoping one of these things works out and I get a win, because or else I'm gonna be in a pretty in a dark place. Because I can't keep knitting sweaters and having to reknit them. Like, that's bullshit and I'm over it. So as like a little palette cleanser, obviously I have a sock whip, and this is Stone from 52 Weeks of Socks. It has this really interesting diamond pattern created by you slip stitches with yarn held in front to create this like diamond slip stitch pattern. This is obviously knit cuff down. It has a heel flap, which I actually really enjoyed doing. Like, I had a good time knitting this heel flap, so yeah, I'm liking that I'm just doing whatever the pattern says to do. I do find, and you can see right now, this is done also in drops Nord, so these are going to be the test socks that I'm going to run through the washing machine, not the dryer, the washing machine, to see if they hold up. But they're like wrinkly as hell, and I'm obsessive about creeping projects on the Ravelry page, and I did find someone who said that theirs was also wrinkly as hell and then it blocked out nicely. I don't have sock blocks, so that could be an issue, but I'm really hoping that when I block this, it will look less puckered and disgusting, because like I hate how it looks right now. And I have knit this a couple times and found that it looked super puckered, and I just like, I got to like here and then like ripped it out because I hated it, but I decided I was just gonna power through it this time. And like, yeah, I like hopes and prayers that this block's smoother, because I just don't like how it is right now. I just don't like how it is, but I have faith. And this is like a fun, you know, like plum color. And yeah, so far so good. Knitting it on my classic little 9-inch 2.5mm circulars with my, I need to just make myself some stitch markers, because look, like I just use shitty little, camera's over here, shitty little old pieces of scrap yarn as my stitch holders, but stitch markers, but they're like not nice to use. And when I go home, like my parents live in Vancouver, that's where I grew up, so when I go home for Christmas, like I used to be really into like jewelry making. I don't know if all craft girls, let me know if you're like a knitting girl or guy, knitting gender non-conforming person or craft person. Did you go through a jewelry making phase when you were like in grade school? Because I sure did, and I have tons. And like I don't even really wear jewelry. I wear the same earrings until I think about to like change them, and I'm not wearing it right now. I wear my engineering ring, but it's giving me eczema, which is annoying, so I've stopped wearing it. I'm giving my finger a break, but I do like to wear it because it's flex, you know, it's my engineering ring, it's flex. But where did I go? Oh, jewelry. I have tons of jewelry making supplies, and those are basically all stitch markers are. Like some of the things I see people trying to sell as stitch markers on like Etsy is actually shocking. Like it's just someone's like slid a bead onto a safety pin. Like I can do that. Obviously I haven't done it because I'm still using like shitty pieces of yarn, but like I can do that. And so maybe that'll be like my little craft project for when I go home during winter break, like Christmas time. So DM me if you want a custom made stitch marker if you watch this, and I'll mail one to you. You know, like find me on Instagram and DM me, and I'll mail you a stitch marker that I've made specifically for you over Christmas time. That could be kind of fun. I don't know. Anyway, that's a good idea. I should do that. Someone remind me that I want to do that in December. But yeah, like, how did I talk for so long last time? I guess we're actually almost at half an hour now. That's everything that I've been knitting on basically through September. It's now, I guess, the beginning of October. We're now gonna go into like the waffly bit where I don't want to stop talking. But I have nothing else knitting related to talk about. Oh, wait, acquisitions. I'll be right back. I forgot. Okay, so acquisitions, as per usual, this is where I'm gonna put my unravels. So I actually filmed a video of me unraveling this sweater, which you will see more details on, I think, in my winter plans video. But I did film the process of it because one person, I can't remember her name right now, I'll put it on the screen maybe, asked me like offhand some tips on unraveling, so I took it way too far and I filmed an entire video on it that will be edited and put together at some point. But so I did unravel this, and this is going to hopefully become a petite knit terrazzo slip over. So that's my next project, I think. And I also really want to knit that Midori Hirose Ranunculus in the hot pink, but I think this first. So there's that, and then I also have a drops haul, but I don't know, whatever, watch my other video. I don't want to like repeat myself, and like anyone who does watch my videos has to watch like the same thing over and over again, so watch the other one if you're interested in my drops haul. But I did do an order from drops and I got all that stuff. But yeah, acquisitions is this yellow. It's 100% wool. I'm gonna hold it with a strand of drops silk alpaca silk, I think. because I find mohair can be kind of itchy. So I'm hoping the alpaca silk is less itchy. And I want to do a petite knit terrazzo slip over. I'm like agonizing over making sure that that's the one I want to do and not a different kind. Not a different one for slipovers, but like I'm pretty sure that's what I want. So keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully I'll cast that on. Hopefully I'll finish this sweater and then cast this on. And then, yeah, so for other fun things, I'm unemployed, so I watch content all day, which is why I started doing this, as you know, but Heartbreak High on Netflix, Chef's Kiss, amazing. I've been loving it. Everyone in it is so hot. I don't know. It's so bad. I'm getting to the age where, like, especially in these high school dramas, I have to look up how old the actors are and make sure that it's not a child that I think is cute. And I haven't done that yet, so, but I knew everyone in it is very attractive, and I love Australian accents, so that's been amazing. And then, what else did I have written down? Podcasts. I also have been listening to a bunch of podcasts because I love to read, but I can't read while knitting. That's too difficult. Obviously you can listen to audiobooks, but I don't really love audiobooks, but I like podcasts. I don't know why my brain says podcasts are okay, but audiobooks are a little bit more annoying. But like, I've been trying to listen to more audiobooks, but isn't a podcast basically the same thing? I don't know. It's all like auditory, semi-informational content. So, Ghost Church by Jamie Loftus is this podcast I've been watching about American spiritualism, which is this very niche religion that I'd never heard about, all about like seances and communicating with the dead. And it's a really good podcast where I guess they have a camp in Florida where a bunch of these American spiritualists live. And so Jamie Loftus, the host of the podcast, like travels to the camp and interviews people and like tries to experience it, but then also she dives into like the history of American spiritualism and how it was founded, and she does a really good job of like weaving the two together. And it's been really interesting. I only have like an episode or two left on that, so recommend me any other podcasts. She has another one about living in Mensa, like the IQ Society, that I think I'm gonna listen to next. But yeah, and then Maintenance Phase is probably like one of my favorite podcasts right now. I don't know why I can't remember who runs it, but it's really good. It's super popular, and they just like debunk diet culture myths and stuff, and it's very funny. The hosts are hilarious. I love their... Okay, my phone died and my charging cord is too short to be where it was, so I just have to hold it here. Anyways, I was just saying that I watched Night Sky Knitting Podcast, and she is like the most beautiful vocabulary and is like very inspirational, and inspires me to want to use more like precise and fanciful wording in day-to-day life. Do I do it? No, but it'd be nice. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my unraveling video and my next podcast check-in, and we'll see how long I keep up with this. But yeah. Oh God. Ew. Bye.